Today, we dive into part 2 of The Witch of the Desert, A Forgotten Power. This chapter is centered around great sacrifice and a deep love that will test our characters like never before. It's going to be an emotional and powerful journey. So, let's dive right in. The rain continued to pour over the village, but instead of joy, it brought sorrow. The people of Loma were beginning to understand the heavy price of Zora's magic. Families grieved as loved ones fell ill, memories faded, and some even disappeared without a trace. The village was safe from drought, but it seemed doomed by something far worse. Teo, heartbroken by the suffering of his people, returned to Zora. "You said you would save us," he cried. "But this is not salvation. This is a curse." Zora sat calmly in her cave, her eyes glowing faintly in the dim light. "I warned you," she said softly. "Power always comes with a price, but there must be a way to stop this," Teo begged. "We cannot live like this." Zora stood up and walked to the mouth of the cave, her dark robes trailing behind her. "There is only one way," she said. "To break the curse, someone must offer their life willingly. A sacrifice must be made to balance the power I have used." Teo's heart sank. He knew what Zora meant. Someone would have to die for the village to be free from the curse. But who would make such a sacrifice? Who could be willing to give their life for the sake of others? As Teo returned to the village, the people gathered around him, their faces pale with fear. "What did Zora say?" they asked. "How can we stop the suffering?" Teo told them of the sacrifice. The village grew silent. No one spoke, but the weight of the words hung heavily in the air. Everyone knew what had to be done, but no one wanted to be the one to do it. Days passed, and the village continued to suffer. But one evening, Teo's mother, an old and wise woman, stood in front of the village elders. "I will go," she said. "I will offer myself as the sacrifice." Teo was devastated. "Mother, no," he cried. "I cannot let you do this," but his mother smiled sadly. "My time has come," she said. "And if I can save the village, then I will go in peace." With heavy hearts, the villagers prepared for the journey. Teo led his mother across the desert to Zora's cave. As they arrived, Zora stood waiting, her glowing eyes watching them in silence. "You have come," she said. "Are you ready?" Teo's mother nodded. "I am ready." Zora raised her hands, and the wind began to swirl around them once again. Teo watched as his mother's body began to glow, her spirit rising into the sky. And then, just as quickly as it had started, it was over. The wind stopped, and the desert grew still. Teo's mother was gone. Teo fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. But Zora placed a hand on his shoulder. "She is not gone," Zora said softly. "Her spirit lives on in the rain, in the wind, and in the desert. She has saved your people." When Teo returned to the village, the curse was lifted. The people were healthy again, their memories restored, and no more lives were lost. But Teo would never forget the sacrifice his mother made, and though Zora remained in her cave, feared and respected by the village, the people of Loma knew that her power was not to be taken lightly. I hope you enjoyed today's story. If you did, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever I post more amazing content. Your support means everything. See you next time.